Alright, time to do a little bit of watch cleaning. I've got to step out later on today, so I was very concerned with, see how I just take that roller down there. Very concerned with my timing, so I figured I'd do an hour of watch cleaning today. And maybe I'll do a little bit of fast motion on this, but this thing is squirting all over the place. So I put a little bit of Rosinol lighter fluid in there. Try not to breathe this in, but it's tough, man. It's tough. I need the watch cleaning toothpick. Oh my god. There we go. And I will just generally clean this movement all to heck. And this movement seems pretty clean anyway. And, I'll know once I get it cleaned how much crap there is on the bottom of this jar to see whether it actually was clean or not, or whether I was just dreaming. Holy shit, there is a lot of stuff in this thing. So yeah, it wasn't clean. I thought it was clean. It looked really clean. So looks can be deceiving. So I clean this out and then I peg the holes out after, the jewel holes, and then I get that one jewel that I need to flip. So I need to make sure that I need this toothpick underneath here to flip this over. It's a big movement thing, jobby do, hickey. Like that. And then I want to hold this and just do a little bit of cleaning here. Holy shit, there's a lot of crap that I thought wasn't there. It looked like it wasn't there. Just get in there. This will dry up nicely. And I'm just holding it like this so that it can roll off. I know this isn't the cleaning machine cleaning, but this is the way they used to do it in the old days. Way back, 1820. So there we go. Look at all the stuff in there. Holy stuff. Holy, I think it'd say shite, because that's it's appropriate to say shite, I think. Holy shite, that's a lot of stuff. I did not think there was that much stuff in there. That's a pretty dirty little pocket watch. It's well disguised, though, as clean. So remember when I disassembled it yesterday, it looked like it didn't have any dirt in it at all. So, but this shows me differently. So I also Rodico the plates after too, to pick up any leftovers, and if for some reason I've got some hairs from my brush that's still on the watch, I don't want that to influence its ability to tick. So that's something I don't want to happen. So that's a pretty dirty little watch. Pretty dirty little watch. Go to your room. Reminds me of Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil. Look, Scott. This pocket watch is really dirty, Scott. You're an idiot, Dad. I can't do Scott. My name is... I didn't go to evil school for 7 years to be called Mr. Famous quotes. I think I'm just a chatty guy, so I think YouTube provides me the opportunity to blab away and chat. But a little story for you. So when I was in university, I wanted to be the master of ceremonies for this big show that we had, and it was in an arts center, and there was around 2,000 people in the audience. That was like a theater, and it was a show, an annual show that the university put on for the city, and they did it annually, which means every year. So I said, oh, I could be the MC for this show. So I went and got up in front of a bunch of people, like 10 judges in this big room, and started talking and saying a few funny things and all that kind of stuff, and there were probably around 20 other folks that wanted to be the MC. So got down to the two of us, myself and this guy that ended up becoming a software engineering or software professor later on in his life. Anyway, pretty good, pretty cool guy. But I think, like, I'm definitely not a 10. I'm probably a strong 6 with my sense of humor. Maybe to some people I'm an 8. Who knows? But that's all relative. But the guy that I was competing against, his blonde-haired guy with a square chin with a nice little dimple in it, and I'm looking at him saying, I'm forked. I'm cleaning this up though. I'm saying I'm forked. So there's no way I'm going to get this job emceeing with this guy. No way. But then they said to me, hey, just like that, you're a pretty funny guy. How'd you like a comedy spot in the show? So this show was a variety show, dancers and bands, and I was already playing in the pit band, playing lead guitar in the pit band they had. And they said, we give a 10-minute spot in the show, and we'd love you to do comedy for 10 minutes because I think that you're a pretty funny guy. And that's what they're saying. And without missing a step, I said, sure, I'll do that. Not really having a comedy act or anything that I could do, any material. So I volunteered and I said, yeah, I'll do it. So I went about for about 3 months writing my material to go up on stage in front of 2,000 people and try to make them laugh. And I tell you, there's nothing scarier than that. Even giving a big speech of some sort or a technical seminar or something like that, that's maybe scary. But comedy, if you bomb, you know it right away. It's quiet, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can try to unbomb, but it's tricky. Once you've lost your audience, you've lost your audience. So I volunteered. I said, yeah, I'll do it. And then so you can see little hairs here on the gears because I think this particular brush is shedding due to the summer coming or something. So I said yes. I spent 3 months writing material and basically was doing kind of a Henny Youngman one-liner thing happening. And after the 3 months, I had enough stuff. And then the night of the night of the show came up, and I was playing. I think back in the day we were playing Rocky Horror Picture Show as one of our things. It's astounding. Life is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. So, and I was playing those great guitar licks that are real easy. So I got up there and I realized within a few seconds that I'm going to blow this thing off. That I was going to go on stage and do this comedy act, and I was scared shitless. So I got up on stage, and for some reason I hit the mic on the stage, and everybody's googling at me. I hit the mic on the mic stand. I picked it up, and as I was picking it up, the mic dropped and it hit the floor. And it was a nice Shure 60 mic, I think, pretty expensive. So the audio guy was, I think, pissed off. So anyway, the mic dropped, hit the floor, and I thought, what the hell am I going to do now? And really quickly I reached down to pick the mic up, but instead of do the barrel next here, instead of actually just picking the mic up and carrying on, I started fumbling with the mic and dropping it and doing all kinds of crazy stuff with the mic and tangling it up around my neck and everything. And by the time I was finished with that mic, the audience was dying laughing. Like, I'm telling you, dying laughing. And then I started my routine, and it was kind of a one-liner thing. And at the end of the routine, I did this echo thing. And this guy from whose name was Jeff, won't give you last names, but he was a big guy, and he actually had local commercials for mattresses, I think, a mattress company. And even though I don't think he was a student, but he used to hang out with students all the time. Anyway, so Jeff was also a funny guy. So we had it all arranged, and Jeff was walking up through the audience with a suit on and saying, "You're not a funny guy. What the heck? You're not funny at all." And then he came up. I said, "Well, you come up and do something, right, if you think you're so good." So Jeff came up on stage, and then he started telling a joke, and it was about golf, but I don't remember the joke, and I did all the sound effects for the joke. And then at the very end of the joke, everybody laughed, and then we did the old echo thing where you do this. Let's see if I can do this without any echo issues. Where you go, hello, 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 big, 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 gar, 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 holy, 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 look, 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 watch, 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 watchmaker, 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 nice, 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 move, 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 move. There's my echo. I think I need to focus this. Is that true or not? Look at the dirt in there. So we did the echo beach, all the way inside Echo Beach. So we did the echo, and we were a frickin' hit. It was amazing. And after the echo, I think this brush, I don't like this brush. It leaves too many little hairs, which I got to deal with later. After that echo, there was a standing ovation, and it was like, holy shit, it worked. And so this show was only for 3 nights, right? So every night I reached for the mic and it hit the floor. And I did it on purpose. I added it to the act, and I made it look like it was not intentional, which is what all good comedians or presenters do. If you got something funny, you got to make it look like it's not intentional. And the audience went crazy every night. I got interviewed by the local radio station, and they were asking me, how long have you been in comedy? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, 3 days. They said, oh. So then I got to do a university comedy cabaret and be the MC for the cabaret, and I did a 15-minute act with another dude that I'm friends with still to this day, and he did rim shots. So his job was to go like that as I told one-liners and made a fool of myself. So that was my whole introduction to comedy. And so I did that for one Red and Black Review show, and then the next year I didn't bother doing the stand-up. I don't think, I can't remember doing it, but I did do music in the band, so that was kind of fun. And so that was my comedy introduction to comedy. And then after that, I thought I could become a professional comedian, right? That's kind of a fun thing to do. And then went and got my electrical engineering degree, which ruined it all. I said, well, I got an electrical engineering degree, I might as well be a nerd instead, right, of being a professional comedian. So I went down to Nerdville and became a nerd, and I should slide this off the stem here. Be a good boy. There we go. And so I never did comedy again, which is kind of sad. And I thought, well, you know what? When I retire someday, maybe I'll be the old guy that does comedy, right? I'll just come back, have a big return, and be that comedian guy that comes out of nowhere. And they go, where did that guy come from? He's pretty funny. So the other option for me too is to make some YouTube comedy things, because nobody's going anywhere anyway. So might as well just do it online and forget trying to not do things online. So that's the other option for my career in comedy. So I just thought I'd share that story with you. I think I've told my kids that story in the past and some other people, but that was my introduction to comedy, and I was really kind of saddened that I didn't continue doing comedy, because I think it's pretty funny stuff. So now I did do a comedy video there a little while ago, where it says UFOs in Summerside, PEI. So that was a lot of fun. So I got to remember the big screw is for that, and the small ratchet, and the small screw is for the big ratchet. So that was my comedy debut. And a little story I shared now with all my subscribers out there. Hopefully they've enjoyed that story. But comedy is, again, it's in, some people like the dry stuff, some people like slapstick. Of course, everybody laughs when people fall down, and you know that because little kids are a good measure of whether you're funny or not, sort of. But they'll laugh if you get hit in the nose. They'll laugh if anything happens. So So it's built into their DNA to laugh at somebody when they do something bad or wrong. Not bad, but when they fall or do something crazy, right? So it's in their DNA. So comedy is, make sure I match this stuff up nicely. So it's not necessarily associated with something witty. If you're intellectual, you can do some witty comedy. But if you're not, I tell you, then probably getting hit in the face with something is going to make you laugh more. So, and that's again why these stupid YouTube videos with monkeys picking their butts make so much money or get so many views. So I make enough money to get a coffee once a month on YouTube videos. But I figure if you're bored shitless and you want to just listen to me chat, this is the place to go. Or if you want me to talk about anything. But so comedy is something I have always loved. I listen to some comedy channels quite often. I like Jimmy Kimmel. He's a pretty funny guy. I like Stephen Colbert. He's pretty witty. So there's two people that I actually listen to and follow, and along with millions of others. And I loved Johnny Carson back in the day. Here's Johnny, da 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 da. And I just like witty comedy too, stuff that's smart. So if it's not smart, then why are you watching it? I got to figure out. I got a screw right here, and I got to figure out where this goes. So I'm just talking away and working away, and not sure if you guys care or not. The top video is a little dark, but I'm just not going to fart with it right now. But I got some plates here with some screws, and I just have to make sure everybody's got a home. So there's another plate, and the lucky thing is I think these screws they look like they're almost exactly the same size. Although this screw looks a bit different from the other one, just a bit. When I put the plate back, I'll know for sure. So, or for shizzle. And again, like I said, my hairy brush, I got to make sure that I don't have any leftover hairs anywhere. So I'm not usually the type that has problems with hair, as you may have seen. But who knows? Who knows? That's that who guy. Get the palette fork out of the way. Freaking out, Jerry. Some of these gears you can just pick up off the paper after they've dried up and put them down. And so I got to pegwood some of this stuff, pegwood the jewel holes, and then pithwood the end of the end of these. And I also like to jab a little bit of Rodico on it just to make sure I've got everything, because you don't want to not have everything. Where is the plate for this? Right here. There, I got everything grouped up nicely. I think I got ADHD or something. There's the barrel. I'm going to just put the barrel cap, the barrel arbor inside the barrel, and it's dry now, so I don't have to worry about it. And then picking the stuff up with your tweezers. If you just put it in the hole and then very gently lift it, it just stays in place. So that's that. And I think for this plate, I'm just going to put it back in the movement holder so I can Rodico it later. Rodico. There we go. Now I got one more gear to do. I don't want to necessarily have to do this dial washer, but I'd like to do this gear. Peel away the dial washer here. And I want to do the cannon pinion. The pinion for cannons. I'm sure there's a reason why they call it a cannon pinion, right? It's probably because it looks like a cannon sticking out. I make things up sometimes, so don't listen to everything I have to say. Yeah, this is too hairy a brush. I got to go and go through my paint brushes and make sure they're the ones that the hairs won't come out. I could probably Google hairless paintbrushes or something online, and I'll have a better selection of paintbrushes there. So, but I'm going to jab the end of the cannon pinion in there, and there we go. So everything is still trying to figure out where this one screw goes here. So, oh, I know where it is. It's the screw for yonder pallet fork. The yonder pallet fork screw. So we adjust this camera. So there we go. There's all the fixings. And if you look carefully, this watch had, I'm going to swear here a little tiny bit, but it had a shitload of dirt in it. So that is more dirt than I thought the watch had. That's a pretty impressive amount of dirt. Very impressive amount of dirt. So I might just throw this into the snow. It'll evaporate really fast, so it's not going to harm anything environmental-ish. And then I'm going to have a cup of coffee, have a drink of coffee, and then that's it. And that's the cleaning video and the chat of all chats. And now I can just let this stuff dry a bit, come back, and Rodico the hell out of it. And in case you're curious, let me put this paintbrush back. A shitty paintbrush, as I'll call it from now on. Yonder, I think this jewel is the one that's cracked. So I have to do a video on this cracked jewel and replacing it. So if it's not successful, I won't put it online. How's that for editorial stuff? But I'll peg these holes out here and these holes here, and then I'll make sure I look at the gears here and use Rodico first, and then use a little bit of pith wood, which is this stuff here, and pith out the gears, or pith out the pinions on these so there's nothing left over, and then I'll be ready to reassemble this watch and go from there. So thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned, there's more to follow.